Alright, let's get to it, chat. Yeah, that's right. Let's be the shirt lid. Uh, yeah, and we're finishing up on the HGUC victory. Yeah. Uh, to be fair, I wanted to build the whole kit on stream, but I got a tad impatient. Build the top half, but to be fair, um, silver lining is that you do not have to bear witness to me almost losing a part. Specifically, this little piece of cover. Little fucker flew off underneath the table. Fortunately, it didn't bounce around and end up under the computer like the beam saber from the F91, which I lost and then found again. Oh shit! I don't have my mic, flipped out. There you go, boomer shirt lad. The 20-something boomer shirt lad. I'm sure that's bound to be a light novel title at this rate. But yeah, as I was saying, we're resuming work on the victory. Which, yeah, I have started on that off stream. As you can see, I have definitely made the head look pretty. I could go grab the core fighter that I finished. But yeah, pretty much as the basic panel lining. I did try going for red accents around the joints like the Master Grade. It was a good idea, aesthetically speaking. But I fucked up the application, as you can see. Let's see if I can get a good angle. I should probably try and hand paint the outer rim. But yeah, the problem with that one was that I used a Gundam marker, and the problem with the ones that are like, these like pan lining ones, is that they are uh, they're not as well optimized for like just band lining. So when I try to clean it up, I ran. I took my cotton swab. I took my dipped it in ethanol. Ethyl alcohol. That thing. Uh, I gave it a swipe. Now the problem is that it grabbed a bit from the crevices, which is not ideal. And another thing that's not ideal is that it took the stuff from the outside. Also not ideal, as stated. Now, what's even worse, which is one thing that I found out the hard way with the high grade F91, is that it's a lot harder to cleanly scrub that on flat surfaces. Lesson number 2 that I learned is that if you have a white part and you're messing around with the red marker, if you're not hand painting that, it's gonna get smudged all across the part. It's gonna get this pinkish hue, and you have to, and you really have to scrub that clean off with the ethanol or rubbing alcohol to make it look the same shade again. So suffice to say, I had learned my lesson in colored pen lining. I will probably hand paint that component. But yeah, initial rant over, and we got Safrudin 5822. Let's see. Safrudin Ally. I'm sorry. The YouTube UI is being silly today. Also, hi, shower is in place. I have the same exact nipper. Cool. I got this one when I first got my very first kit, which was a which was an entry grade. And that is why I never do those types of extra details in my kits. I mean, fair enough. I want to reach a point at which I will have enough confidence to do full kit like customizations, which that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to with the high grade Zogok that I bought. I wanna make that one look fancy. Like it'll probably take me a while, but yeah, I sure would love to do that. Another one that I want to finish is my custom job on the Infinite Justice. Now, if you do want to see one of my one of like the examples of me painting stuff, and well, pretty much one of my initial examples, because again, I've probably said it multiple times on. Wait a minute, why is the chat box not displaying? That's a bit silly, because it should be working, but oh well. I reckon I'll have to figure that one out. But anyways, let me go grab my high grade gem real quick. Alright, so here's my fancy gem. So the this is a custom build that I did. Well, custom paint job that I did, and I did you know gradually get the custom scribed, and then over a span of several months, then I painted it. Granted, this is not definitely not my proudest paint job. I did a lot of fuck ups that are very common with beginners, i.e., I did not like get them parts properly. I I had the paint coat too thick and other things, but this thing was definitely a good exercise in nailing that you know the general idea of what I want to do with my kits, and how I want to customize them. Now this here you might have seen before on stream. These are this is the lower section of the high grade Cosmic Era Infinite Justice Gundam, which this kit I ought to touch up somewhat, but I wanna try and make a Titan's Infinite Justice, or an AUG one, depends. I do have some decals for the RG Mark II, so yeah, I guess I'll see about that. But honestly, shouldn't be much of a problem. I can try and get some practice in with spray paint some, and yeah, I can try and nail the rest some other way. Probably, you know, once I get better at hand painting stuff. Anywho, give me a second. Gotta get them on the shelf. Also, I do have a Dom/Rec/Dom model kit, which that one, if I ever do get better at scratch building stuff, I want to turn into an RF Dom. Okay, let's see. Is there? Ah, yes, make the Zogar classy by giving it a bow tie. Now, I want to make it like I want to make it look like it's like one of those big diver armors, like the vintage ones that are left in the water for a longer time. You know, it's make it like metallic, but kind of faded out metallic for the primary color, Then do bits of like weathering. Paint gets chipped, gets rusted. There's uh, there's bits of gunk, bits of seaweed out in them like cooling vents. I want to make it look like it's seen some shit. But yeah, that's another one of my ambitions. I could also probably try and get my F91 to look a bit fancier by finishing up on the well by getting the logo done fully. But I will uh, I will move my work in progress stuff back onto the shelf, and you will see them in a bit. Wait, I misspoke. I should have. You will see me in a bit. But yeah. Now this here, that's my guy, the shirt guy. I do have to finish decorating the shirt and getting the Sally quote on the back of the backpack. That would be ideal. This here I made off of I made a paper prototype on of how the proportions could be. Then I kind of made the rest with alongside my significant other. It's a bit rough, proportions wise, and in regards to the sleeve placement, since I made since it was paper, I made these like upper arches a bit too thick, so the sleeves are starting somewhere around here. But overall, not bad. Definitely not bad for like uh, an early attempt at making mobile suit sized clothing. Now, oh yeah, what else did I want to show off? Oh yeah, the F91. I wanted to pretty much just bring up the fact that I will might have to try and finish hand painting the F and the 91 on the shoulders. Because like I tried doing so with the markers, got very mixed results, and I kind of managed to fix that to make it look like accents, but it's not fully there. Right, back onto the rectum comment before I go and start the build. Once I put the shirt guy on the shelf. Yeah, another thing, rectum to admit, since it pretty much turned my dumb origin test type into a gross bale. Since I pretty much turned into a gross bale, had to look for a replacement to use as a generic dom. Oh, you turned an origin dom test type into a dumb gross bale. Man, I'd love to see it. Go post it in the Gunpla channel if feel free to post it in the Gunpla channel if you'd like to. Because that sounds interesting. I will be back. Don't pay no minds to the shitty jerry-rigged headset that is holding solely off of willpower. That is. Anyways, I will get the box open. I did build the jet itself, which you probably won't see at the moment because it's over on the shelf. I put it inside a Zaku's hand, so it's like a Zaku clinging to it like it's a toy jet. Also, I did a good amount of pen lining on the runners already. because I kind of wanted to save time yesterday. So yeah, there's that. Where to now? Oh yeah, actually getting the leg assembly so that the Victory can actually stand up. That's pretty much my joke for the stream. I'm building the Victory's legs so that it can stand up to the Victory, of course. But yeah, I have my components, moved out. So I can probably move that there. Get the runners there. Don't need the stickers at all. And yeah, where to now? There's the big one. Now for the hinge thingamajig. Oh yeah, there it is. Alright, yeah, I've certainly had a fairly hectic week. Because, yeah, it was Easter break, but for me, it was very busy, admittedly. Now, granted, a good chunk of that was because I have uni tests coming up. Now, it's not in the finals, which that's going to be another can of worms next month, but it's if I don't fuck them up, that's bound to help my chances a lot more. So I yeah, I did some prep work, and now I have embedded I have embedded some super convoluted pieces of code for like Linux terminals into my memory just so that I don't mess it up. And I hope I don't jinx myself and because well, you're familiar with Murphy's law, don't you? Uh, the things that you expect to fuck up the least will fuck up. So I sure hope that won't be true in this case, and I get myself some adding points wise, so that you know, so that I have a bigger margin for errors come finals. Also, yeah, I've been somewhat busy with a uni paper on what was it again? Oh yeah, procedural generation. That one was fun, but I uh, I need to work on it some more. I hadn't had time to, but thankfully the deadline is all the way in May. So if I can only get some more pages in gradually, I'm pretty much set. Now, uh, yeah, let's see. Now that don't mean I did not procrastinate because I absolutely did. Um, since the new big update dropped for No Man's Sky, adding adding basically Pokemon battles, and yeah, I did admittedly play them. It was definitely fun. I uh, I ought to play them a bit more. You know, buff up my roster and get more stuff, ideally. But that too will come in time, I suppose. It's it's certainly a fun game. The one thing I don't like about it is that sometimes when you want to get things, it's like you have to do these and those quests first, and when you do those quests, you're like at the opposite end of the universe. At which point you have to, travel back, and it's very very railroady in that manner. But overall, that's pretty much where my complaints about the game end. Like there's very little things to actually do, unless you're working on like in-game stuff, such as keeping up with settlements or making your silly bases and making your dream ship, things of that nature. But in spite of that, I've been having fun. I've certainly been having fun. And now, where's this one go? Let's see. Legs and yeah, upper legs. Well, it seems like this one should not be a problem to pen line. I did not pen line it on the runner yesterday because the angle was admittedly very awkward. It's like it was there like this, not this. But yeah, I will try my best to get those, and if need be, I'll just clean it up after the stream, because admittedly, yeah, I'd have to go a couple rooms over to get the rubbing alcohol to get like clean pen lining in. Okay. I think I can just dab the spot a little. Oh. Okay. It's clean enough. Should be. Yeah, since these are pretty much on the outside end, I should have very very little difficulties with that. Oh yeah, I should probably put some music in so that okay, no, that's too ominous. Let's try alright. And just have it loop, I guess. That works too. But yeah, I am at this very moment I am pen lining the leg of the upper thigh. It seems, and I am not doing too shabby. Now, where to? Where to? That is the question. And yeah, it's gonna go over the ball part. Well, it kind of goes out in a ball-like shape, so yeah, ball part. And since it's still on the outside, I can go clean it up later, which I will. Because it's, there's like uncleaned, bed lines, they are gonna bother me whenever I look at it. Because some people won't, notice, but the point is I will. That is one of the big things for, that I and probably a lot of, I and a bunch of other Gunpla builders will run into sooner or later, is that, it's being self-conscious about any fuck-ups you do on a model kit, or any, like, rough edges, I suppose. Where's the other one? Oh, okay. There it is, so we'll go with just the back of the feet, the front of the feet. And I think I can probably get the red accents done without the thing, the thing causing a bit of a clusterfuck. I will try. At the very least, I will try to... Oh, yeah, I do have my markers here. A quick note for those who want to use markers. You're supposed to, like, if you're doing detailed stuff, just take something like a spoon or something like that. Ideally, a plastic spoon or something. Just something that can be used as pallet, doesn't, like, suck things in. You press it against it, since, it's a filling tip. Yeah. And, then you, dip a brush in it and, you paint it. You're not supposed to do what I am currently doing right now. Pretty much. That's the summary. Reason being, if you fuck up, it's gonna be a pain to clean. And it's a lot more likely that you will fuck up. Now, I am trying this to get more confidence in me, in my, hand painting skills, so that when I get an actual, something that I can use more properly, like a paintbrush, I will not, okay, wait, that's not the bit, dang it. Okay, that's the lower legs, so that's a non-issue, but yeah, I should have gone for this crevice, not these. Still, that don't look half bad. I will replicate it on this once, because wait, aren't the bits on the calves? Yeah, I can probably, leave it there as highlights. That won't look half bad. But yeah, I wanted to get some red highlights, but mostly on these C shapes. Now, these will be very bothersome, I'm guessing. So again, if you are a Gunpla builder, try not to repeat my mistakes. Well, actually do, You find out by fucking around. It's, it is the exploratory process of anything creative, really. I am trying to get both a good angle for myself and the camera, so that's why it looks fugly. Alright, and now for the other bits that I did on the runners already. Reason being, I wanted that thing to not take up as much screen time. The pan lining itself. I could probably also, clean the parts up. That would be a great idea. Really. Kinda on the note of, as stated, the exploratory process and whatnot, I was, on the bird app, just doom scrolling. The usual, And, apparently, Master the Boulder Man, who, Jarbro, Jarbro. He was, getting, his knickers in a twist, over Wendigo not being a big fan of, AI or something. And, in the creative process. But yeah, that is a take I agree with. You shouldn't really, use that there. Maybe it's for prototyping and such, but no, it should not replace the process itself, It very much is a tool, and if you use it as a substitute instead of a tool, substitute for the process itself instead of a tool, then you're a tool. That's pretty much where I am. Or if you want me waxing, philosophical, I will try to. But long story short, the Boulder Boy gets upsetty spaghetti, and yeah, cringe is to be had. Now, again, I mostly brought this up as kind of the context for the tangent, because I think it's all those generative models, they kind of lowered the bar in terms of both quality of content, but also in regards to people making shit, which, and then causes a flood of things that are both low in authenticity and low in quality. I think it is a lot better to have something that you made yourself and it looks like shit, as opposed to something that that you outsourced and looks like shit. Because, if it's some kid's crayon drawings, you look at that and you're like, yeah, you worked on it well, you gave it a shot, kid. You definitely drew that elephant. It looks like it's a weird square with octopus bits and these leaves that look like lily pads, but you certainly gave it a shot, and You took the challenge head on and got some results. Like, even if it's not like if it's no Van Gogh or Picasso, you get the credit for or you know, pretty much like engaging with the process. That's what I meant. Is what I mean. Which you should. Yeah. Again, the thing about colored things is that they will make the silly stains, and you will have to get some rubbing alcohol to unfuck it. And fortunately, I did contain the spread of the fuck up. But yeah, basically, to kind of truncate the thing is that I think, you know, making stuff is supposed to be a struggle. You know? So that no matter what you make, it is a part of you has imprinted on it. It's not, you know, I chat GPT, you know, draw me a picture of a big titty gobbling on me nuts. Yeah, that's not. I think that's trashy. And I think it's also kind of messed up in the way that, you know, I for one do not care much for intellectual property. You know, you won't see me moralizing about that. However, I do believe that that you should not cede the process in its entirety to a machine. I think at that point it's like you know, hey, cool, the model did that. You get no credit. Unironically. And at that point, I view the people who do like AI stuff in kind of the same manner I view people who engage in like you know, assorted cock shit. It's like oh, how far is it really? You know, it's it is, you know, both are chasing instant gratification. Both are trashy. And both are net negative, so I reckon that comparison is about oh dang it, step. Okay. Let me get a tissue or some. Fortunately, I can still salvage a bit. There you go. There you go. We got the red accent without you know, messing up other things. But yeah, I have learned my lesson, and I will get give me a second. Alright, it appears that I will have to interrupt my stream. I am admittedly running on a very ghetto-esque setup right now. It's like the Wi-Fi is getting turned on and off. So yeah, I will pause this and I will resume this in a bit.